this is a really interesting topic at the minute. So what we're actually seeing as a general trend is cyber criminals moving up the value chain. And it doesn't really matter whether that is targeted cybercrime, so groups of criminals focused on getting money, or whether it's some of the espionage threat actors that are typically after intellectual property and inside information on mergers and acquisitions and transactions, those types of things. What we're seeing is that rather than investing in targeting the end victim, they're actually targeting part of the supply chain. So for a cyber criminal moving up the value chain, if they're interested in getting access to money, they're no longer targeting consumer bank account users, so getting usernames and passwords for our bank accounts, for example. They're actually getting into the central banks, into the actual bank infrastructure and starting to move money around the funds transfer systems. Similarly, with espionage threat actors, we're seeing them actually move up the value chain, looking at targeting IT managed service providers, where if they access one IT managed service provider, they can then subsequently access all of that IT managed service provider's customers. So the return on their investment in actually breaching an organization is much more significant than it is if they're just targeting the end victims that they're actually interested in. So that's a general theme that we're seeing. Category-wise, we're still seeing a lot of activity from targeted cybercrime and espionage. The other ones, which are typically pretty prevalent, are sabotage. We're seeing that increasingly as well, particularly with some of the nation states getting a more destructive angle on some of their attacks. And then hacktivism as well, which is typically a bit of a nuisance for some organizations, generally whenever they're sort of standing in the way of a group's political or ideological goals. And as a result, the group then wants to release some information about them or deface their website or some other sort of nuisance attack like that.